Rose of Sharon right out here. And that's also called the northern hibiscus. Right, all 300 species of hibiscus are in the Malvaceae family, and they are all edible. I was in Hawaii at this very fancy farm, and they said, "Look what we got! We got the edible hibiscus," and I just bit my tongue, and I did not say, "You fools! Every single hibiscus is edible." Right, so any hibiscus flower you can throw into your salad, and you know they only bloom for a day, so don't delay. Just pick that hibiscus flower, throw it in your salad. The most common weedy malva in our area is Malva neglecta. Aww. And it grows in neglected places, especially around barns. And you will probably find both lamb's quarter and Malva neglecta up in our barn area. Right, along with that, you'll also find some amaranth. Amaranth is a great cooked green, like lamb's quarter. It's a complete protein. Like lamb's quarter, we can eat the seeds of amaranth. But we don't put it in our salads, which is why it's not in your salad list. So you can put some of those pink Malva flowers, just like the Rose of Sharon and the hibiscus, in your salad, and the Malva neglecta leaves are lovely in the salad as well. They're kind of round and very pretty. So maybe a bunch of new salad things for your salad today. So take some good time. And then to cook, we have amaranth, young nettle, and lamb's quarter. And you might be saying, "Excuse me, how do we get young nettle in the middle of the summer?" And you know how I do it is I keep a bed of nettle that we cut. And we cut it regularly. So there's always fresh young nettle growth. The only reports of anybody coming into any difficulty with nettle ever are people who have eaten or consumed nettle that is flowering or has just starting to go into seed. Nettle seed, of course, is quite usable and edible, and it's one of the seeds that we harvest. I like those wild seeds. All the wild seeds, of course, are richer in omega-3 fatty acids than any of the cultivated seeds. And so just adding a little sprinkle of lamb's quarter seed or amaranth seed or nettle seed to your tomato sauce as you're cooking it, or to your stew or your soup, or putting it in any grain you're cooking is going to bring up that omega-3, omega-6 ratio. Just to give you a sense of it, if you're using something like hemp oil, which is put out as this really healthy oil, the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 in hemp oil is 1 omega-3 to 160 omega-6. Pretty hard to come back off that cliff. Right, all seed oils have a very skewed ratio. And seeds would include soy oil, corn oil. Right. So
what about coconut? How is good is that?
Coconut oil, it has a better omega-3 to omega-6.
I think so, right?
Yeah. And it also has some interesting acids in it that tend to be healthy. Sally Fallon wrote a book, Eat Fat, Lose Fat, about coconut oil, which hasn't turned out to be that true. It was just an ad in my solitaire game, which I found the lead quote very interesting. It says, "Food is just a vehicle to get olive oil into you."
Well, olive oil has much more polyphenols than coconut. So
exactly.
That's the big bonus.
And it's not made from seeds, it's made from a fruit.
Yeah.
Avocado oil and olive oil is fruit oil.
Oils.
So those are good, healthy oils for you. And it can be somewhat mind-boggling to try to get real olive oil. And that was the second statement was, but everything you buy is not olive oil, and you can't tell by the price, and you can't tell by the country of origin. Although, I tend to believe, perhaps mistakenly, that if it comes from Greece, it's really olive oil. I know that many other countries harvest their olives and send them to Italy to be pressed, and then it can be sold as Italian olive oil, or they actually press the oil and then dilute it with other oils and send it to Italy to be bottled as Italian olive oil, so it's not really olive oil anymore. So what I look for is I want it in an opaque container. I don't want it in a plastic container because it goes rancid really fast when exposed to light. And so you buy it in a can. And I was looking for the oil in my mom's house. And I said, "Where are you keeping the oil?" She said, remember, she lived in Southern California. She said, "Well, under the sink is the only cool, dry place." Right? I thought, "Oh, right, of course, Right where somebody else's trash can would be, that's where she was storing her olive oil." Brilliant, right? She wasn't going to put it up on a high shelf. And you're not going to put it next to your stove. So, You can look for it in an opaque container.